Welcome back. Reactions have not stopped trailing the president's broadcast since his return from a medical vacation, which lasted over 3 months. While some Nigerians feel that the broadcast did not quite tap into the yearnings and aspirations of the people, others think that the message it captured gave a renewed hope. I have the reactions of some lawyers.
My own expectations were not totally captured in that particular speech, particularly things that has to do with education and the way it was managed, particularly by the Minister of Labour when the ASU visited him. It seemed not to have the full grips of the details that has to do with the ASU strike. It was not a new strike, it's a suspended strike that they returned to. All those things I thought he will have a detailed information and be able to respond in a way that will get the fancy of the ASU members that the Labour Minister appreciates what they are talking about. So I expected him to talk about it. Then I want to say something, talking as a lawyer. The time he addressed the country, he was not the president of Nigeria, because he had not communicated a letter based on what the man in charge of his media said, Mr. Adesina, what he said, that he communicated the letter by 11:20 something. And he addressed us at 7. So we see how the acting president still acting. Because unless that communication is done, that is what the law says, he cannot perform the role of the president because he has arrived. So that is an issue that should be considered whenever we are taking, because we are moving away from a lawless situation to a lawful situation. Democracy is guided by the rule of law, and the rule stricto sensu must be abided with.
Yeah, on the day of that speech, in fact, I had to park on the highway to listen to it, because the overwhelming interest I had that President Muhammad Buhari has returned to Nigeria from a medical vacation and is able to speak to Nigeria, I was very, very impressed. And I had to park my car and I listened to the speech in depth. Yeah, I would say I was very, very impressed, because it was not expected that he would be able to talk to Nigeria according to some speculation while he was away. And I think the speech gave us hope, in the sense that he had just come and he was able to let us know that though he was away, but he was aware of the affairs that were taking place in the country, especially the insurgencies. The insurgency was a great embarrassment to him, and he told us that he will go head on to tackle it.
Personally, I don't have a problem with the president's current speech, because he just got back to Nigeria and there are a lot of things he still hasn't been able to get enough feedback about. He's only acting based on his instructions he has heard from other people while he was on bed. So I think we should let him a little time so he can actually put himself together. He's no robot.
Yeah, I was actually expecting to hear the president talk about what happened there, and if at all there will be any expectation or something that will happen to him after he comes back, whether he'll be going back, let him tell us. He's our president, we need to know. We need to know. And all those things that happened when he was absent, he was supposed to be briefed about them, so that when he came back, he would just tell us, yes, when I wasn't around, these were the things that I was informed. And then I heard what you say, and I'm sorry about some other things, or not sorry, or whatever. But he didn't talk about them. He just came back as if everything was well. He went out and came back, and then that is very bad.